My dear viewers, I welcome you. A good day. My name is Amal Mukhtar, and this is special coverage for the activities that was implemented by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi today. The President have attended on Monday the first convention of the National Alliance for Civil and Development Work. The National Alliance's first convention is also attended by Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and several ministers and senior state officials. The non-governmental organization plays a great role in implementing states' social protection plans and is a cornerstone in the state's development process nationwide, given its ability to offer qualified assistance to targeted households and categories in speed and high efficiency. Since launching its activities in March 2022, the Alliance have worked in integration with both the government and the private sector to ensure society development and is provided to citizens across the nation. At the beginning of the convention, a documentary explained how the Alliance, which comprises more than 30 civil society organizations, have been helping in offering health care, food needs to millions of households in different governorates. Addressing the conference, Executive Director of the Food Bank, Mr. Mohsen Sarhan, said that the Egyptian civil sector is strong and remains committed to achieving its important mission in collaboration with tens of thousands of societies nationwide and with the increasing support provided by millions of Egyptians. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phono with our dear guest, Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics, Ain Shams University. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, Doctor, how do you see the importance of the first conference that is held today and attended by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, which is the first conference of the National Alliance for Civil and Development Work?
Actually, we all know the importance of NGOs in supporting economic development, specifically in time of crisis, like we are in the middle of economic crisis in Egypt, in which we are suffering from, poverty. We are suffering from unstabilized exchange rate, which is affecting seriously, the quality of life for a majority of Egyptians, as well as we are still suffering from the problem of poverty, since Egypt is having, a percentage of poverty approximately arriving to 30%. From here it comes the importance of civil society, the importance of NGO, and what we are seeing nowadays regarding activities of NGOs, that we have alliances among NGOs regarding how to fulfill the needs of the majority of population in deep need for such support from NGOs. And I believe that this celebration and giving graduates to giving gratitude to NGOs working in the field addressing problems of poverty, achieving economic empowerment for poor, providing services like educational as well as health services for most needy persons. I believe that these efforts may gain quite a momentum and importance in this field.
Yes, so Dr. Hamaki, also the President in several occasions have stressed on the role, the important role of the civil society, or actually the private sector in general, not only in the charity work, but also in several projects that are being implemented here in Egypt, and in the development work that is taking place in Egypt. The role of the private sector in giving a hand and helping the state and the government and the people in Egypt, and boosting economy also in Egypt, the role of the private sector.
Actually, this is quite important. Why? Because first of all, we know quite well that you know, from economic point of view, that in the middle of the crisis we are in, one of the most important requirements to address such a crisis is to enhance the role of the private sector. This is from one perspective. From another, the new law of NGOs is permitting for such NGOs to form companies in order to enhance the exploitation of resources, since we witnessed during last years, and according to experiences of several NGOs, that these NGOs, they are mostly involved in societies on a regional basis, and they are more able to know, you know, the potentialities of investment, the comparative advantage in each governorate. And since nowadays we are investing a lot, we are spending a lot during or within Decent Life Initiative, we are spending a lot to improve the infrastructure of such governorates. It is mostly important for us to generate income, to upgrade skills of labor, to provide more opportunities of job, to empower women living there so that we can combat poverty and exploit resources on a governorate, on a regional basis. Imagine that, according to our studies as economists, imagine that for much of these governorates, when we study the diversification of industrial products, unfortunately, we can see that, you know, governorates, they cannot have the basis for the private sector to enhance and to exploit resources on a better way. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of Elmenia Governorate. We were studying what are the opportunities of job that may be available for youth and for women if we can upgrade skills of such youth. We can find that regarding the industrial zone in such governorate, it's concentrated only on food industries. Despite that, Elmenia's governorate full of resources, and the industrial sector can be quite diversified in order to, you know, have other industries with comparative advantage. This message is telling us that we still may need a lot of work to be done to attract investment in these governorates and to diversify our, you know, industrial bases, as well as other sectors like the service sector and agriculture sector. And I believe this is what we have to work on it. And civil society can play a significant role. Why? Because they are living there. They know quite well the potentialities of investment. They know quite well how to facilitate the opportunities of investment so that we can exploit resources on a better way. So I believe that what we need to do is to just give more importance to the economic side regarding the work of civil society, because we are in deep need to more production, more capacity building for institutions to work to support investors, small, micro and large investors, so that we can achieve our goals.
Yes, during the conference today, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said that the state is keen on cooperating with the National Alliance in order to support agriculture and also help launch the land reclamation projects by junior or small farmers. Also, how do you see the importance of the statements by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to develop the small and provide help for small farmers?
Actually, small business is playing significant role, but unfortunately in Egypt, still not participating in the right way in generating GDP and generating exports, because the participation of small business in export is quite minimal, not exceeding 8%, despite that in all the emerging economies that have done successful experiences like Vietnam, like other countries, the role and the participation of small business arrived to more than 40% in exportation. And this is telling us to how extent we need to enlarge the role of SMEs to support them to gain more comparative advantage, to improve the competitiveness of such small business so that they can be able to penetrate international markets. And this can be regarded as a big challenge for Egypt because we still keep talking and talking about enhancing the role of SMEs, but regarding works in the field and supporting those industries, still they are not gaining momentum, enough momentum in order to be reflected on several or on significant participation of small business in GDP and exportation.
Yes, Dr. Hamaki, also the Alliance have also extended its help and support to the government and to the citizens and the society by launching the Winter Warmer campaign, by distributing a large number of blankets on the for the citizens, and also distributing foodstuff, meat, clothes, and providing also or establishing also exhibitions that where clothes at reduced prices were displayed in order to support the needy families. What's your comment on this?
My comment is these are quite important, and it's required taking into consideration that we can expect that the rate of poverty has significantly increased with such a very high inflation rate exceeding 20%. So this is quite important to address, poverty in Egypt and to support poor families. But still, what matters for me, what is more important than that, is to upgrade skills for those poor people, to empower them economically by upgrading their skills, by allowing them to use technology in a better way, by supporting them in their businesses, small or micro. I believe this is the only way that can give us what we are needing as economy, by enhancing productive capacity and increasing competitiveness and achieving the diffusion effect of being a country that is applying export promotion strategy. The real export promotion strategy that may have its quite important diffusion effects on economic performance.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Ain Shams University. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.
دول شباب أهل الصعيد، دول زينة بلادنا، الإرادة من حديد اتباهوا بولادنا، هم دول آملنا جيلنا قد المسؤولية، ناس بتبني وناس بترسم الخطوة اللي جاية.
كل التحية والتقدير لأهالينا بصفة خاصة في الصعيد. احنا أسرة واحدة، كلنا واحد، محدش يقول انت وانا، احنا.
الخطوة اللي جاية بيقولوا الكلمة بعزم وهمة وهم ظهر مصر، رجالة ولاد رجالة وياما ضحوا في ده مصر، طلع البنت الصعيدية.
ما نفعله في بلدنا هو محاولة لتعويض ما فاتنا، وما افتكرش ان في حد بيكون هدفه الإصلاح والبناء والتنمية إلا ما ربنا سبحانه وتعالى بيسدد خطاه. البلد دي هتقوم بينا كلنا، بفهمنا كلنا، وبإيدينا كلنا مع بعضنا. مبادرة حياة كريمة هي محاولة مننا إن احنا نعالج مسائل مزمنة في مناطق هي الأكثر فقرا على الإطلاق في بلدنا مصر، ونغيرها تماما. ما يبقاش في بيت نسيبه، ما يبقاش في طريق نسيبه، ما يبقاش في صرف صحي ولا مية شرب لما ندخلها. لازم الدولة المصرية خلال السنتين 3 اللي جايين تبقى دولة تانية بما فيها القرى اللي احنا شغالين عليها.